What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh, and I'm joined by a very special guest today. You might recognize him if you watch TV. It's the King of the North. It is Mr. Jon Snow.
I'm back. Second time this week. You guys are getting a treat. And for the members, actually, you get 3 times this week. But
3 times. I'm kidding. It's Producer T, but Producer T came on here and did a beautiful little kit opening. Look at it. Sit in the back right there. It's a nice kit. It's a nice kit. And you guys were calling him Jon Snow. I thought it was funny, so that's what we are. But we're here today for a little beer review / Q&A. We asked you guys on our community board to go through and put up a bunch of questions. Could be football related, could be personal. So we got a list of them. We picked our favorites. They're all lined up here. We're going to go through them. And during it, we're going to be doing a little beer review. And it is on Dab. And I know you guys might judge us, but we haven't tried it yet. This is legitimately our first time, honestly, trying this beer. We found a beautiful can here in Canada. Producer T found it. I'm not sure if there was like a story behind that or why it looks that pretty.
No, I was just looking for a beer. I was looking for Dab, and then it just happens to have the guys on it.
Has the boys on it. It'll be nice. So the way this is gonna work is we got our little taster. We waited to crack one of these guys so you can get the embrace of that. Maybe a little side view of that. We're gonna do our little taste. We're gonna give you our initial little opinion on it, and then we're gonna get into the questions and drink the boot. Now, I felt it was out of respect that we had to bring in Das Boot, even though this is actually a skate. So it's a very Canadian way to do this. So in case you're wondering why this boot looks weird, it's actually a skate, but we're gonna count it. We're Canadian. It's fun. So okay. So I guess yeah, let's get into our little taste test. So if Producer T wants to crack that nice looking Dab beer. And disclosure, I might have had this beer. I went to Germany. I went to Dortmund. I might have had it in a bar. If I did, I don't remember it. Because some of you guys might be like, you went to Germany, you went to a game in Dortmund, there's no way you didn't have it. I might have. If I did, I don't remember what it tastes like. So that's why we're here today, to let you guys know. Especially you guys from North America who might want to get in on this. So, all right, are you ready for
So initial notes.
Okay, good.
It's lighter than I expected in color.
Okay, nice.
Now we'll get into our
smelling
test.
It looks like a nice little
Smells like beer. Smells good.
It does smell like beer. That is a good note. That is a good side note. All right.
Okay. Prost.
Let's do this. Okay. What's your first reaction?
I like it. It's different than beers that you have around here. It's got a more distinct... I don't know how to really describe it. Compared to like the lighter beers and stuff that are usually around here are Busch Lights, Bud Lights. It's nothing like that. It's really good. Very full flavor. I'm not a beer expert. I drink a lot of it, but I'm not an expert. But I really like this beer.
Yeah, I'm definitely not an expert either. I want to consume alcohol from time to time, and you know what? I like it, especially because you know it's our team. It's a nice little relation to Borussia Dortmund, so I'm down. At first little taste test, I liked it, so I'm very excited to sip on the rest of it and give you our thoughts as they progress through this Q&A here. So I guess we can just kind of get right into it with the questions as we sip on our nice little Molson Canadian.
As I fill my boot.
Yeah, little booze there. Yeah, very very Canadian. I know, but it makes sense. Come on, like this is a nice Germany mixed in with like Canada channel. I mean, we have people from 150 different countries, which is fantastic.
It's barely filling the base.
Yeah, so if you guys judge us, we do have a backup just in case.
This first.
Just in case, but okay. Yeah. Now, you guys obviously asked us a lot of questions, and like I said, they could be personal, they could be football related, and we got a good list of them here. So we're gonna try to rip through them as quickly as we can. So we may not elaborate on every single one because there's a lot of them. So without further ado, Producer T we'll get right into it with our first question.
Okay, our first question. We don't have a name here. We have favorite and least favorite player in FC Bayern and Dortmund.
Oh.
So Josh, do you want to take it off first? Your favorite player from Bayern and your least favorite player from Bayern.
For Bayern, that's pretty easy. I mean, Davies, there's an obvious connection. He's Canadian. He's probably the only player I actually really like on Bayern and wish that he was on Dortmund. I don't need to explain that. Least favorite, probably Kimmich. I mean, it's just the way he is, man. He's a player that you love to hate him because if he's on your team, awesome. He's exactly what you want. And if he's not, he makes you angry. I mean, I could maybe throw Lewandowski up there as well for obvious reasons, but for me, when I look at someone on that Bayern team, I'm just like, it's Kimmich.
For me, I have to go Davies as well. I don't follow Bayern that much, but I know Alphonso Davies, Canadian guy. You have to support him. You have to love him if you're Canadian. So that's definitely where my favorite goes.
Yeah.
My least favorite, I don't have much of an opinion, but I have to say Mulla. I don't know why. I just don't really like the guy. So that's...
It's honestly, I mean, yeah. I mean, he's definitely... He's someone who got, in my opinion, a very similar personality to Kimmich. Both leaders in their own way. Both very... almost obnoxious if you're not a Bayern fan. So, no, I totally respect it. In terms of who's my favorite Dortmund player, as you guys know, Marco Reus is, and fortunately, I'm not going to answer who's not my least favorite. We're not going to do that. We're a Dortmund fan channel. We love our players when they represent the badge, so it's easy as that. But my favorite player is Reus.
So for me, I'm a newer Dortmund fan, obviously. So my favorite player might come as he doesn't know much. It's kind of gone back and forth between a couple of guys, but I saw a video probably yesterday, actually, that kind of threw it up a little more for Erling Haaland. The other guy was Emre Can. Something about him I really like. I like the way he plays, his leadership stuff. He's a very physical player, and actually was it the Bayern game? He tackled the guy, and you just saw Terzic in the background just loving it, just pumped up.
I think it was.
I love that. But yeah, I saw a video yesterday, and it was a couple guys getting like slide tackled, and they go down and try to draw the foul, which is understandable. And then there was the Kimmich tackle on Haaland earlier this year, where Kimmich got injured and Haaland barely stumbled. And I really like that. I don't know, the physical play for me, and he's a beast. So.
He's a beast. He raps too, which is Producer T really liked. Yeah, cool.
I don't know if I have a least favorite player.
No, we can't. There's no way. There's no way. We're a fan channel. We love them all. So, all right, next question.
Yeah. When is your guys' birthday?
They're both coming up, actually. So for a fun fact, we may be doing a stream on both of our birthdays, but Producer T is a little bit older. His birthday is May 8th. So it's coming up. It's coming up.
Figure that one.
Yeah, nailed it.
Yeah,
and
May 8th, so we got the Leipzig game there. So give me a nice birthday present there, Dortmund.
And then mine is the 26th, and we're going to try to do the Europa League final for you guys just because it's a final. It'll depend. I don't know 100% if we're able to do it, but we're going to try. And yeah, so our birthdays are in the same month, same year. We're both 24, so turning 25.
Yeah. Okay, have you ever been to a Dortmund game? If not, do you plan to? Now, I have not been to a Dortmund game. I'm a recent fan, but I definitely plan to go as soon as COVID lockdown ends and we're able to travel and go to the stadium. 100% we're going to be there.
Yeah, I was probably a lot of you guys know I have been to one, only one. When I went backpacking through Europe, watched them take on Frankfurt at home. They won 3-1, one of the best experiences of my life. And like Producer T said, man, we're 100% going back there, and you better believe every second we're in that country, we'll be doing vlogs. So very excited for that. COVID needs to go away so we can get on that.
Okay, the next question is, what are your favorite holiday destinations?
Okay.
Josh, you go first.
I mean, I don't usually travel right around like the holiday season, but if you're talking about like a vacation,
yeah, just like a vacation, a holiday
then
from your regular
probably
life.
Dominican, because I've been to Dominican at least 6 times in my life. It's just where you go and you sip on a few of these and enjoy the sun. So that's probably mine. But my aunt also has a place in Mexico, so I guess if I had to pick like for a specific destination, it would probably be Mexico.
It's tropical for you.
Yeah, tropical, absolutely.
I like the warm weather as well, but I also love winter weather. I love going snowboarding. I love everything about that. So I like going like cottages up north. Just like go Mount Tremblant sometimes, Blue Mountain, stuff like that. Love winter sports. It's really just kind of a whole event there. Like you're in warm clothes all the time, but then you're kind of cozied up by the fire afterwards. You get a couple drinks in, you get a couple whiskey nights. It's a good time. I like the cold weather as well, but tropical vacations are sweet as well.
Yeah, I broke my leg when I was in grade 4, and I haven't went skiing since. So me and Taylor don't do that together. So anyways, let's move on.
Okay, next question. What editing software does Producer T use, and what was it like going to the Dortmund Stadium not knowing German? Was it difficult to get around? Okay, so for the first half of that question, I use Premiere Pro. I also use After Effects for some motion graphics, Photoshop, pretty much all Adobe products. I use a little bit of Avid, but not very much anymore. So yeah, it's pretty much all just Premiere, After Effects, and Photoshop for me now.
Second half of that question. It was very hard. Going to Dortmund, like when I went to backpacking through Europe, there was a lot of places we went that were very, where a lot of people traveled, where I guess more English was used, I guess. I mean, very touristy. I don't really know how to describe it, but Dortmund wasn't really one of those places. I've told you guys a story a lot of times where we went there and drank beer before in a bar where no one could speak German. Or everyone can speak German. We couldn't speak German. No one could speak English. So when we were in the stadium, we had to rely on our own knowledge to get to the seats. But it was relatively easy to follow around. You just kind of took a look at where you're supposed to go and try to get there. But if I asked for help, they usually couldn't speak English.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been in the stadium, so I don't know the answer to that question. Okay, our next one. Have you ever gone to the Middle East, specifically Kuwait, or have you ever thought of going there? I have not been to the Middle East. Definitely I would like to go. It's a totally different culture than we live in here, so it would be quite a change. But yeah, I'd definitely be interested to go and kind of see what it's about.
Yeah, I've been to like 27 different countries so far, and I've never been anywhere in Asia, so that's definitely something on my bucket list. I've been invited to go to Qatar a couple times, Saudi Arabia as well. I didn't take them up on their offer, but I definitely would want to go there because I would like to travel and I just like seeing other cultures. So 100%. I never thought specifically of Kuwait, but maybe we'll see.
Okay, our next question: start, bench, sell. Goretzka, Dahoud, Kovacic. Choose wisely and without bias. You can start on that one.
Yeah, sell 100% Kovacic. Good player, good midfielder. I mean, he plays for Chelsea. I don't fancy him over the other two. You're asking me not to be biased with arguably my favorite player at the moment. You can't do it, man. We're benching Goretzka and we're starting Dahoud every single step of the way. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know who Kovacic is. So
he's on Chelsea. He's a decent player, but he's the one.
Okay, well, I'll probably sell him because I don't know who he is really. Obviously, it's got to be the same answers. I'll bench Goretzka, start Dahoud. Dahoud's on fire right now. He's one of the best players on Dortmund right now. It's incredible how much he's taken a stride this year.
But shout out to Matar because I know that question came from you.
There you go.
There you go.
Okay, what made you start following BVB, and what's been your favorite moment as a fan?
I started following them, like I said, back at when I started playing FIFA. You guys know my background is from Germany, so I picked the Bundesliga just naturally. I like their logo, match made in heaven. But my favorite memory, honestly, thinking back, and there's a lot. The Malaga game, it obviously sticks out. There's a huge moment. But for me, man, when we take on Bayern, it's just there's something about it. So when we beat them 3-2 in the Pokal in the semifinal, I don't know why. That's what sticks out to me. That's when I was up in college and I was flipping out about it. I just get more joy, honestly, defeating Bayern than anything else, especially in a semifinal game. So as special as the Malaga game was, the Real Madrid game was, and a lot of other games, for me, it's that one.
What made me start being a fan is Josh. I've loosely, I guess, throughout the years, if I've ever been playing like a FIFA game, they'd be a team that I would pick more. But now that we have the channel, obviously, I'm a total fan now. I live my life for BVB now. My favorite moment, I guess, would have to be from this season. I don't know this. There's been so many highs and lows of this season where they look like they're going to be the best team in the league, and then they look like they're the worst team in the league, and then they fire the coach, and then they look like they're going to go right to the top, and then they look like they're going down, and then now they're back almost to the Champions League. I'd say probably if there's like a moment, it's probably seeing how much they were doubted throughout the Champions League so far. Like they lost to Manchester City, which controversial a couple times. They could have been playing PSG. But I'd say like how much doubt there was saying they're going to get smoked against Sevilla, and then they absolutely tore up Sevilla. And
yeah, it was close. I thought you were going to say a specific one, and this was my favorite moment of this season, is when Dahoud scored that goal against Sevilla. Yeah. Because that changed his career. Yeah. Totally changed his career. We thought he was going to be sold. And it kickstarted a comeback, which knocked out Sevilla. So that was my favorite part of the season, and kind of sounds like, similar to what yours was.
Similar. I just didn't pick exactly the point.
If you want to see me puke my mouth, there's probably a moment when Dahoud scored that. So
yeah, just go back to the stream.
Yeah.
Okay. If you had to choose, which one would you pick? PC, Xbox, or PlayStation?
Easy.
Yep. So I am a PlayStation player. I have been since I got a PS2, I think, whatever, 1999, 2000. I think that's around when
Is that when you got it?
Yeah, well, that's when the PS2 came out, and I think we got it like right at the start. Before that, I was like N64, and then I think I got a GameCube and a PS2 around the same time. But then, ever since I was PS2, PS3, PS4. Now I have a PS5. I actually didn't plan on buying one, and then I was just on the website. It's kind of the same reason how I got that jersey. I was just on the website, and it just kind of became available to me, and I wasn't planning on actually getting it. And then I was like, well, that's perfect. I want it. So yeah, I'm a PlayStation guy.
Yeah, me too. I had a PS2, PS3. I still only have a PS4, but I mean, FIFA is the only game I really play. The only other game I've really ever played is NHL and or Star Wars, which was PS2. So yeah, for me, I've only ever had a PlayStation. So that's what I do.
Cool. Okay, which club in Germany do you have a soft spot for in particular?
I think we have the same answer.
Is it Hanover 96?
It's Hanover 96.
It's Hanover 96.
Yeah.
And I think it's the logo.
Yeah, I mean,
the name.
Like I said, when we said our birthday is, we're both born in 96. So, I mean, I don't know. Yeah. It's pretty easy.
It's Hanover.
When I was following, again, with logos, Hanover's 96 caught my eye. Green's my favorite color, but there's still something about Dortmund, so it tells you they kicked Hanover to the side. Probably because they were a 5-star compared to a 2-star, but either way.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think of India? Do you want to visit India once? Yeah, kind of going back to the other Middle East question, like, yeah, definitely, I'd love to visit the area. I haven't been there. I have a positive impression of the country and the people there. Like, I'd like to visit. Yes, definitely.
Yeah, there's very few places in the world I wouldn't want to go, just because, like I said, I like traveling. I have a lot of buddies who I went to school with who were from India, so absolutely, I'd like to go there and check it out. And I mean, I heard the Indian Super League's got a wild fan base there. So, like I said, any country I go to, I'm going to try to go to a football game there. So, absolutely.
Okay. Next big Canadian after Fonzie and Jonathan David.
Oh man, that's a good question. I mean, it depends what you mean by next, because both those players are both young. For me, the next best right now, and who will probably break out in qualifying, who will break out in the World Cup if we make it to it, and or the Gold Cup, is Kyle Larin. He is just doing phenomenal things. But if you want to talk about a young player, and it's a young player who I'm very impressed with, I'd have to probably say Alistair Johnston. He's a young player playing as a right back for Nashville and MLS. I think he's got a huge, bright career, man. He grew up, honestly, about an hour and a half away from where we currently live. So I've been following his career for that reason, and he just keeps impressing, and I bet you one day you'll see him over in Europe. So I'm not saying he's a star who will do the same things as Davies and David will, but he's one for the future, absolutely, in that right back position. And like I said, if you want someone who's going to put up the numbers, it's Larin.
I don't follow Canadian soccer as much as I probably should, and how much that... Like, I basically have gotten into the sport a lot more recently. Before, I played it in high school, I played it growing up, but I never really followed at the professional level and stuff. So I don't really have an answer for that question. I'm sorry to my fellow Canadians. Has Producer T picked a Prem or Serie A club yet?
Ooh, good question.
Serie A, no, I haven't put much thought into it. Prem, I think I may have made my decision. I know Matty D asked this question. I consulted with Josh a little bit. I hope people have positive opinions of this club. I think I might go with Leicester.
Oh, damn.
The Foxes.
Okay, why?
I was looking at the standings. I was looking at teams that I have positive impressions of players. I was looking at my ultimate team, players that I use. I use Jamie Vardy and Ricardo Pereira.
There you go.
So I thought, what better team? They are not one of the teams that joined the Super League, so there's another positive impression. So I think they'd be a decent team to support, and they happen to be doing really well this year and have, as Josh sent me a video of, they had a historic Champions League run.
Did you watch that?
Was it Premier League or Champions League?
Yeah, that was a Premier League. Did you watch it or no?
I haven't watched it yet.
It's an hour.
But I'm going to watch it.
It looks good. Yeah. I don't think anyone watching now have an issue with that. I mean, they're the fairy. Like, when I say this is a fairy tale of all fairy tales, in every kind of sport there is no story like Leicester's Premier League title. So yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with that. They're still a good club led by a good manager.
Cool. Have you ever wanted to change your favorite team? Now, my favorite team is Dortmund, and I don't want to change because I just became a Dortmund fan. I don't need to change.
Well, we created a fan channel about it, so it'd be kind of awkward to switch.
It'd be weird if I just started hating the club. The videos would start taking a turn.
No, man. To be honest, no. I've had a lot of you guys and a lot of awesome viewers who've tuned in, and a lot of have been very frustrated because the season has been frustrated. But you can't switch, man. You're not a true fan, in my opinion, if you can just switch your club just like that. I remember watching this club and being in love with this club when they were dead last, 18th place halfway through the season, and they made a climb up to 7th, and that was one of my favorite seasons, honestly, to remember, man. It was because they didn't sack Klopp in an opportunity. He was sitting dead last, 18th place. No manager survives that if you're Borussia Dortmund, man. I'm sorry, you don't. But they stuck with the love because he done so much for this club, and he brought them back to a 7th place Europa League spot. Cup final as well. It was it was a weird season, but it just made me more attached to this club and more invested in trying to figure out what the heck's wrong with it. And some of those led into the creation of the channel. So there's not one second in my entire life I would have ever thought of switching clubs. Not even the fact now that we're working with this club and we're doing a fan channel in this club. So yeah, I mean, it sucked producer T in, and I've been invested since 2006, so no.
Yeah, I know how it feels to follow a team that rides waves up and down. I'm a Maple Leafs fan, so.
Yeah, if you could take a camera and take a nice little view, you'd see some Leaf stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. How old are you? We touched on this a little bit earlier. Our birthdays are coming up. We're both 24. We are turning 25 in May.
A couple birthday streams.
Yes.
Should be fun.
Hopefully we get some wins.
Yeah.
Okay. When did you and producer T become friends?
4 years old?
Yeah, something like that in preschool. Yeah. So yeah, we're about 3 years old. I'll put up a few pictures of us when we're little kids. Yeah, we've been friends our whole lives. We would go to each other's house, and then when we had to get picked up, we would ask if the other person could come back with us to our house, so that we could just keep going back and forth. And we spent all our childhood together. So
yeah, preschool, public school, high school, college roommates, and now a channel. So I mean, yeah.
Yes.
So a long time.
Business partners.
Business partners, my friends.
Yes. Okay. The next question we have is: have you ever felt like not supporting our lovely Dortmund? No. No, you got to ride the highs. You got to ride the lows. You can't be a plastic fan like some people out there.
Yeah, if you're not, it's like it's that famous quote: if you're not, you can't be with us during our lows, you don't get us at our highs, and that's the moment. Like I said, I followed the club probably as in-depthly besides this season because we have a fan channel, but in every other season, every single game I watched and was obsessed about was when we finished 7th place, when we were dead last after the halfway mark, man. I'm invested, and I didn't for 1 second think, okay, we're dead last place, I'm swapping. I was curious, I was mad, I was angry, I was excited. I'm like, something's gonna change, and it did, and we jumped to 7th, so no, not a chance.
What's your opinion about Romania? I don't know a lot about the country, but I'm sure it would be a great place to visit.
Our boy, a couple legends, Hadji and Hadji Jr. Not Hadji Jr., but you know what I mean. I just meant as a joke. He's playing for the Rangers right now, and he's doing very well. Those are two Romanian. When I'm thinking of Romanian players, I think of the legend, I think of his son, and I think the country is very beautiful. I've heard nothing but good things. Like I said, I'm open to going to any country in the world. So if I ever go back to Europe, I could maybe do a little dip on over to Romania and check it out. But yeah, it's not like a country that's at the top of my list for going to Europe, just because again, I think that drives me is the leagues, and I don't think the Romanian league is overly like, I don't know. I mean, there's Stadio Bucharest, I can tell you that club right there, but I would go there absolutely to check it out, but that's, I guess, as good as it gets.
Okay. Honest opinion on Schultz or Meunier?
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, you're okay.
Oh, the pour from straight up top. Look at that foam building up. This is an amateur beer pour. I'm gonna need a top up in a second.
You're gonna need to top up in a sec. Okay, we gotta wait that. Okay. Opinion on Schultz and Meunier. They're, in my opinion, they're gonna be with us next season. They're gonna be depth players, backup left back to Guerrero, backup right back to Murray. So yeah, I mean, they didn't have the impact that they were hoping when they got brought in. But either way, I mean, they'll be useful players on the line. Yeah, I mean, we'll say.
If you're thinking, if you're speaking FIFA, there's not a better fullback than those two. So, no, honestly,
Speed's good.
Meunier, he has his moments. Obviously, like I'm a more recent fan, so I didn't get to see the glory of Hakimi.
Oh,
but
man.
he does a job. But yeah, Murray definitely isn't Murray.
Murray, yeah.
No, big changes.
Yeah,
big changes.
huge.
Yeah, so Murray
got called out.
Yes.
They didn't like the way I was pronouncing it. But anyways,
Okay.
Murray.
Yeah.
Murray.
All right. Well, yes, that's the end of my answer. Are you planning to go after Corona to Germany to watch a BVB game? And can you ask BVB to make a video with some players since you partnered? I saw that on other channels that you were partnering with clubs. So yeah, for the first part of the question, yes, definitely we're planning on going to Germany. It's the first thing we want to do. This lockdown has been, how long has it been? 14 months? It's been 14 months too long. So we definitely want to go. We want to see a game. We want to just live with the fans. We want to be in the atmosphere, just be in the city. Might not be able to speak it. I know 100 words already, so maybe if this lockdown keeps going, I'll be able to learn most of the language by then. But yeah, we definitely want to be there.
Yeah, and I can't wait. I mean, a lot of you guys have reached out to me and said when you go to a game, make sure you message me. Like, and we will. If we go to a game, man, we'll obviously we'll be vlogging it. We'll be letting everybody know in the area. We'll be trying to do meet and greets and hang out with you guys, and it'd be a lot of fun. And in terms of the club, we don't know. We have a nice relationship with the club right now. I'm assuming if we go to Germany, there could be something there, but only time will tell, and we'll see what the future has in store for us, because it's been fantastic working with them, going on their Twitch and getting so much love from them, which is fantastic, and hopefully, yeah, something like that can happen in the future.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get a booth at the game so people can come up, get Josh signing autographs.
Yeah, look at this Canadian. This weird guy.
Okay, what taste of music do you both have? A lot of like classic rock stuff like that. I kind of dip into all genres. I'm a musician myself. I don't know. I think Josh's microphone's blocking it, but there's a bass there. There's a guitar laying over there. I had to move some stuff around to hang jerseys up, but yeah, I play music as well. So I influenced by a lot of like classic rock, kind of more new rock, country. I listen to a little bit of rap, pop. I even dabble in the classical, some Mozart, Beethoven, some Vivaldi, stuff like that. Get a little bit of everything in with me. Like, you're rare to probably put on a song that I'm not going to be like, okay, I don't like this at all.
I almost failed music class, so I'm definitely not a musician in any way. She said, I'll give you a 60% if you promise not to take music again. And I'm like, okay, deal. But in terms of listening, I've been kind of all over the place as well, only because depending on your life, I mean, listening to rap before starting like a hockey game, soccer game, I always got fired up for that. I went through a country phase, but for me right now, I can pretty much only listen to like rock. Tragically Hip, for you Canadians out there, is my favorite band, and some punk rock as well. Very different over here in Canada, but Brady likes that one German song. Which one is that?
Oh, he's a huge Rammstein guy. So yeah, every
good.
time Du Hast comes on around here, everyone
these things go up.
The boots come out.
The boots come up.
There's usually a boot competition anytime some Rammstein comes on. So
yeah, no, that's good.
Okay. What do you guys do in your free time?
You're looking at it.
Yes.
There you go. Prost.
Prost.
But
no,
to be honest, no, it's drinking. That's what it is. But I mean, besides that, it's making videos now. Hockey, soccer. Shit, I said soccer. I gotta put nickel in the jar.
Yeah. There is no free time anymore with this channel. I had free time, and then Josh asked me to start a channel. And then we film videos. Yeah. You edit videos in the free time. You try to stay active everywhere in between. You try to play a little football on the side if you can. I bought some new gloves so I could go and play because I was a keeper. So thought I'd ask my girlfriend to come out and shoot on me. And she hasn't played since she tore her ACL, so that was a fun little experience to get her back out. But yeah, shots were all over the place. But she's not gonna like that I just chirped her on the channel.
That's okay.
She hasn't even been on here to defend herself.
She's been asking to come on.
Yeah,
we're gonna do another dab review. We have the light and we have the dark. So we're gonna bring my girlfriend and Taylor's girlfriend on to do the light, and then knock on wood, we have a special little situation where we'll do the dark review. So hopefully this one does good and you guys enjoy it. So yeah.
Who would win in a fight, you or producer T?
There's very few people in the world who wouldn't beat me in a fight.
Josh took karate as a child, so that scares me that he'll have something in the back of his brain, like he's a sleeper agent, and he's just going to pull out some light karate chop and just put me out.
Yeah, growing up, Taylor always said, like, you got to be careful with this guy. He took karate, but meanwhile, I'm a yellow/white belt, which is like the third lowest of like 25 levels, so you never know.
I went to an introductory class with him once.
He did. It was good. Yeah. Had to defend myself. I'm vulnerable, but okay. I would lose. I would lose almost every fight.
Okay. What is your all-time favorite BVB match?
I mean, it's hard to look over the Malaga game, man. Like, just you guys know what it was like. But I mean, you guys know how much important it is to me to take on Bayern and win, and winning that game, and then going on to win the Pokal. I mean, there's the last cup we won. That's why it was so important to me. But for me, you can't overlook the Malaga game, so I'll have to say that one.
So judging off of this season, for me, obviously the Sevilla games were awesome. City could have went either way. Those could have been my favorite games, but there's a foul on Jude, which was not a foul, and that was unbelievable. But honestly, the other weekend, the Stuttgart game, seeing the way Josh getting down 2-1, I think it was maybe the 60th minute or something too. So it wasn't like there was a whole lot of time to come back and win, and obviously we need the points.
Yep.
Seeing how down and out Josh got, just trying to stream and trying to answer questions and just doesn't have the energy anymore. But then seeing them come back and then eventually win the game, that was an awesome moment to just be able to throw yourself right back into the competition, saying there's still a chance for Champions League, and just seeing the joy on Josh's face.
Our boy Ansgar Knauf brings us in it, and now we're within 1 point of Champions League, baby. So yeah, no, that was a good one. I remember that one being. I just didn't think we would do it, man, knowing how the season went. So yeah, it's a good pick.
So the next one is a question for producer T.
Ooh.
How long will it take a beginner to get good at video editing, and what software/app would you recommend? So I didn't do really any video editing up until 3 years ago. I took a program at the college for television broadcasting, independent production, stuff like that. So that's where I really started doing the editing. Like, I was interested in like filming and stuff like that before, but I never really did anything with it. And then, so yeah, I guess over 2 years of doing it every day, pretty much I developed the skill to start the channel. Like, there's stuff, like my personal channel is also on YouTube. If anybody ever finds that, comment on it every once in a while. But I've got I've got a lot better editing wise stuff. Like, a lot of this is more simple, one spot, not as much like creative shots and stuff. So I got stuff like that is more of a thing you kind of have to have, but you can kind of figure out what shots work, what shots don't. But yeah, editing, I think 2 years really got me to a point where I was confident with myself about it. But yeah, so I'm about 3 years now, and put out, if you like what it looks like now, then I guess in 3 years you can be me.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and I don't have any of that ability, so that's why producer T is here.
Okay. Do you think Canada can win the Gold Cup?
Yes, I do. And I was talking to our boy tactical manager, and I wouldn't say he said that Canada's like one of like the major favorites, but they're in the conversation because I was told that the Mexican squad and the US squad are going to bring their B squads. So the Canadian squad's got a pretty solid squad, and in my opinion, I think they're going to bring their A squad. I think Jamaica's going to bring their A squad. I think this is a tournament that they're looking at for huge success. I think that the States definitely have to focus on qualifying for the World Cup, considering last time out they didn't do that, and that was a huge disappointment for them. So I absolutely do think that there's a chance. I think there's a massive chance, because of, if that's true and the States and Mexico do bring their B squad, then yeah, absolutely we'll be covering the games, and it'd be sweet if we brought home a Gold Cup.
Yes, if that's the case with the US and Mexico bringing B squads and Canada having squads that they had at the World Cup qualifiers, I definitely think there's a chance. That team really gelled together. I mean, against weaker clubs, but definitely I think if they have that kind of club and they can put stuff together, they've got the pieces that can really, especially in adding Jonathan David.
Yeah.
They didn't even have him at those World Cup qualifiers, and they were so dominant there. So
Yeah.
adding another world-class talent, I think definitely they would have a chance.
Yeah, I think they would have a chance regardless. Even with, like, there's always a chance. It's a tournament. Anything can happen. We saw Croatia go to a World Cup final, so there's no reason why Canada can't win it. It's just, and no disrespect. I mean, Croatia's got a great team, but I'm just saying, like, no one would have predicted them to go to the finals, just like no one would have probably predicted Canada to win the 2000 Gold Cup. So there's a huge possibility, especially if the States and Mexico do bring their B squads.
Okay. Do you think Canada can qualify for the World Cup 2022?
Yes, I do. I do, and I think that if we can get through the preliminary qualifiers, which we should, we have 2 more games. We'll be streaming them as well. And then we go on and take on the big boys. We go with Mexico, the States, Jamaica, Costa Rica, Panama, I guess. It depends. There's 4 potential clubs that can qualify. And there's no reason, like I said, in my opinion, why we can't be in the top 3. I think us and Jamaica got very similar kind of teams. Not in the way that we play, but in terms of the kind of results that we're going to get against some of the other teams in there, that there's no reason why we shouldn't do it. And the results go our way, and some of the big boys like David and Davies and Atiba and Laren show up, then yeah, I mean, I have huge confidence. I'm not saying we're a shoo-in whatsoever, but if we go up on the day and we have the effort that we've seen, there's no reason we shouldn't qualify.
Yeah, and once again, adding to that, bringing David into that squad that was already so dominant in those games, like, I could definitely see them being a force to be reckoned with come that next group stage.
Absolutely. We'll be covering it. It'll be fun.
If Holland leaves, who do you think will be the best replacement for him?
I mean, it depends. I mean, there's two names that come to me. If you're looking for someone, like I said, if Holland stays, I would have went for Mullen. You guys know that. He can play striker too. There's a few baggage that comes with him. But for me, honestly, I'd say Luka Jovic. I'm not saying that in any way whatsoever he's been linked to the club, because he has from time in, time out. But I just feel, just with his Bundesliga experience, the way that we know that he's a proven goal scorer, I do think he'll play well in a 4-2-3-1 under Marco Rosa. That I don't know why. He just comes to mind, and I think he'd be a good replacement.
Yeah, if we're going with, like, if Holland's leaving, and you've got years before Makuku becomes a top striker talent in the Bundesliga. Like, I know the rumor has kind of been put to bed, but I'd love to see, like, Memphis Depay. I've got a spot for him. But, I mean, like, it would totally change the way that Dortmund plays. But I do love the way Depay plays. He's a great player. It would, like you said, he's more of a cam now, right? More of a center mid.
It's a good show. He's been playing left wing of late, but like I said, when he played for the Dutch team, when he played for Lyon, they've changed the way they played. Marco Rosa can play in a 4-3-3, which is what Dortmund would revert to if they signed Depay, because it would have to basically get rid of that cam position, and Depay would play as a center forward. Okay. He played right in the middle. Everything would go through him. He'd have two wingers. He had three center midfielders behind him. It would be a beautiful fit. Nothing wrong with that. And like producer T, he's Dutch, so yeah, I see it. No, it's a good show. I like it.
Yeah, I'm Dutch, and Leon is my Liga side, so
there you go. Yeah, that'd be a good show. That would be a good show. I'd almost say that.
Did you ever play football/soccer when you were younger? When did you first start playing / following football? So that's a two-parter there. I did play soccer in Canada. I think everybody did. Everybody played Timbit soccer, it was called. And yeah, you start when you're like 3. And I think I played from 3 till about maybe
17, 18.
Well, I think I took a couple years off because
You played all through high school. You played a little bit in college.
I played all through high school, a little bit in college, and I played until I was probably about 11 or so in just like local soccer, and then I turned into high school. So probably I took about a 3-year gap or something like that, and that's when I transitioned over to keeper. I played forward throughout my whole childhood, and even actually as a keeper in high school, I would, if I wasn't playing that game, I would sub on as a forward. So because I had speed, so it's kind of weird. Your keeper subs on as forward just because I can run. I remember having an open net against a team, but we played on rugby fields in Canada, and it was trash, balls bouncing all over the place. I totally missed it. I could have had my first goal as a keeper forward. So
no, my favorite memory of producer T is he was a solid keeper, but his best game is because he had good like sprint speed. So when someone was putting their head down for a second to maybe adjust themselves and take a shot, he ran him over left, right, and center, and you always give the call to the keeper. So that was good to see. But I played Timbits as well here in Canada since I was like 3-4 years old. I played competitive all the way up till I played varsity for college for indoor and outdoor. Dislocated my shoulder 3 times, got surgery on it, and then I've slowed down with outdoor, but I do play indoor still every single time I can. COVID's kind of screwed that, but yeah, I mean, I obviously still play. I love the sport. I love playing it. I would play it a lot more if I wasn't so injury prone, but yeah, indoor is very easy. You know, just keep them tucked. You get knocked over, it's fine, and I don't know if it's because it's a mix of hockey and soccer, but indoor has always been my best sport, I guess.
Yeah, that's the difference between forward and goalie. Indoor is nice for a forward, but as a goalie, indoor is the worst thing you can possibly do because they're 5 feet in front of you, kicking the ball as hard as I can into a net half the size. So it's not more of a strategic game. It's more of a just try to get in front of it and let it hit you. So
fair. Yeah, he didn't like it.
No, indoor soccer, football sucks as a keeper. And the last question we have on this list is, what signings would you like for Dortmund to make this summer?
Ooh, all right. Producer T, if he wants to go off of some of the ones I say, I'd be curious to see what he says. But for me, you guys know, I'll give 3 easy positions. Keeper, center back, winger. If honestly, knowing the fact that we've been very adamant about Holland staying, I'm going Dragowski as our keep, Lacroix as our center back, and then Mullen as the winger / backup striker. Is exactly the 3 I want. I don't know if we're going to get exactly that, but that's who I'm going for.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly who's available as opposed to who should be targeted. So I guess, yeah, like if we're talking about more the people that Josh have talked about, like the Dragowski, like him, and his look is incredible. Like he's scary to look at as a human. Like you don't want to come down on that. He looks like a Viking. Like he's gonna take your head off.
We have the Polish connection. So
yeah,
key.
exactly. And so that keeps that after
10 plus years.
Yeah.
10 plus years. Piszczek's been here.
Yeah, and after Piszczek leaves, then you need another Pole, just as Josh has mentioned.
Yeah. It's natural.
I don't know who to tell you for defense. I guess I like Lacroix. Yeah.
He's a good center back. Plays for Wolfsburg. I mean, it's a natural fit.
Yeah, you can't go wrong getting another center back.
Was the other connection, but
yeah, definitely getting another center back. So any of the mentioned are good with me. And forward, I mentioned earlier Memphis Depay. I don't know if it's gonna happen. It's probably a lot more likely that it doesn't happen than it does, but you can never lose hope that there's maybe a small chance. But yeah, Lyon right now is tied with Lille still.
They're in 4th now.
Okay, so that'd be the plus minus or that'd be the head to head. Yeah, they ended up losing. They didn't draw.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was gonna say I didn't know if Lyon would be in a better position than us or at this time right now. So
no, they're in a Europa League spot, and Depay's contracts ends anyways. So he'll be a free agent. So huge wages would be a fit if Holland left. So you never know. You never know.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, with that, guys, comes the end to our Q&A. It might be a little long episode for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun to shoot. We have a couple more dab beverages to try, so I hope you guys enjoy that. So I guess Producer T and I will take a little stab at the last little bit here and wrap this up.
Prost.
All right.
All right.
Hope you guys enjoyed that, and take care, my friends.
Thanks for watching.